Guys, did you see this particular video where a Maga woman, she voted for Trump full chest, why her mother-in-law did not vote for Trump? Her mother-in-law literally warned her and told her that this route that you're about to take is going to be a terrible route. Do not go on this route, because if you go to this route, I am not in your business. She went ahead, voted for the orange man. After voting, now guess what happened? The moment SNAP benefit is being called off and so on and so forth, she now have to call the said mother-in-law and tell her, she told her that I need food right now, right? I don't have anything and the kids needs to eat. Guess what the mother-in-law told her? The mother-in-law told her that she should literally go back to the orange man for the orange man to actually feed her. She should call the orange man. She should call people she voted and subscribed for, because she literally warned her. She told her, but no. And you know, the annoying part of all of this is this lady to come pull out this particular stone on her page, not knowing that a lot of people are going to stitch it and make her fly or go viral more. This is an interesting video and I want you guys to watch. Welcome back to the channel. Sonia here. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit Vlogs, the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. With that being said, let's dive right into this video so that you guys can tell me your honest opinion, what you will do.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Yeah, simple as that chart may be for the rest of us to understand, Maga can't seem to get it through their thick red hats. And today's Maga victim of effing around and finding out is none other than one Maga mom and SNAP beneficiary who's going absolutely viral right now for blasting her family after they refused to lend her money for groceries. And this quickly sparked some fierce debate online, with some commenters saying that the family was being cold-blooded for denying her the food money, and others landing in the camp of, hey, you voted for this. I'm curious to hear all of what you guys think in those comments down below, which while you're there, be sure to smash like and subscribe, but I personally land a little bit along the lines of this commenter. I sympathize with them if they're struggling, but at the same time, what the fuck did you expect? Alright, let's break it down from the beginning. I don't usually get my news from BuzzFeed, but I can't lie to you, I couldn't pass this up. A Facebook post from a Maga voter on Snap is going viral after she called out her mother-in-law for refusing to lend her grocery money because she decided to vote for Donald Trump. People had a lot to say, and many users questioned the woman's decision to vote for Donald Trump, given her use of numerous government-funded programs. For some reason, I'm in a kind mood today, and BuzzFeed and Yahoo News both decided to blur this woman's photo and name, so let's just dive into the full post of what she said online. This Maga mom writes, I'm so anxious about this whole shutdown. My husband's veteran. I assume she means my husband's a veteran, though that is not how that is grammatically said or spelled. My husband's a veteran using his GI Bill for school, which that's affected, and we get good stamps since I'm disabled and he's in school. I'm not laughing at the disabled, I'm laughing at the fact that she can't spell. We have 2 kids. One is 2, and we're waiting to get her tested for autism. She's a picky eater. I've tried other foods, but in the end, I give up because I don't want any more screaming. My 6-month-old is starting purees. Yes, we get WIC. WIC is the food stamps benefits for women and children, but still, I don't know how we're going to pay rent, let alone our bills, and get food. I do cook everything from scratch, and I've been adding rice, beans, or noodles to stretch it out. I'm just at my wit's end, and I'm overwhelmed. Plus, we're almost out of
Do you ever notice Karma always shows up wearing a red hat? Because this is that. A MAGA mom is melting down online after realizing her Make America Great Again vote came with an expiration date on her groceries. Sis is on Snap and WIC, crying that she can't afford baby formula, rent, or food. And her own mother told her, we voted for this. I mean, how do you clap back to the truth? She's typing paragraphs about how anxious she is, how the shutdown hit her husband's GI Bill, and how her kids are hungry. Meanwhile, the rest of us are watching this in 4K like, girl, weren't you cheering when others were struggling? Now she's mad that her family won't lend her grocery money. The same family that told everyone else to work harder and stop depending on handouts. Funny how bootstraps snap when it's your turn to pull. And the internet is roasting her, and rightfully so. Because every election, people like her vote against their own interests. And when the consequences finally hit home, suddenly, we're struggling. And it's not fair. This is called fuck around and find out, sweetheart. What's unfair is pretending you're above every system you rely on, until it stops serving you. Maga said they didn't want to help people, and now they don't. Enjoy the America you built.
Y'all, in today's episode of As the White Hood Turns, have you seen that viral video going around of that MAGA voter who is mad that her family won't lend her money for groceries because they done cut off her SNAP benefits? Now, I love a good MAGA fuck around and find out. I love it. I love this for them. But what makes this even better is that there are also videos and pictures circulating of the Halloween party that Syphilitic Sid threw last night. It was Great Gatsby themed, and they are now reporting that them tickets were $1 million a pop. Not only did he throw this party for his millionaire and billionaire donors and friends, but he don't give a damn that the people out here wearing the mark of the beast ain't got no food. They ain't got no benefits. I promise you, they woke up this morning to that notification that their SNAP benefits had been suspended. Now this lady out here begging her family, and she went off on her mother-in-law because her mother-in-law refused to lend her money to buy groceries. Her mother-in-law told her, too bad, so sad, you voted for this, figure it out. But this just goes back to, they thought only black and brown people would suffer. All them people saying we need to stop calling them dumb, but I don't know another word. Stupid is too harsh. I don't know another word. If y'all can think of one, I have lots of words I can think of, but the only one that comes to mind is dumb. Just dumb. Okay. Okay, bye.
Recipients are buying name brand Fruit Loops. You're angry that the American dream you've been working your ass off to attain has been a complete and utter lie. And you're rightfully angry. You have either spent years getting that higher education that you were promised will give you a better salary than you could achieve otherwise. And if you're on the older millennial side, you may even remember those graphs they showed us in high school where they compared salaries between a high school and college graduate that made you proud to get into that top 20 institution. Or you've been busting your ass in a trade or a manual labor job or driving a truck and sleeping in shitty-ass motels going on literally 20 years, picking up overtime, making up the literal infrastructure that makes this country function. At 5 a.m., you're working in the rain, sleet, snow to ensure that society literally doesn't crumble. You've been doing all this, working your ass off for the promise of a nice home in a decent neighborhood, a couple cars, a couple kids that could easily afford the piano lessons, the matching sweats for football camp, the decent back-to-school budget, a vacation once or twice a year, a weekend away with your spouse, weekends at the movies. And instead, you're barely making it to the end of the month and stretching a grocery budget that has tripled in cost for the same exact shit that you used to buy in the last 5 years, just praying that your second vehicle with 220,000 miles that your wife uses to commute will last another year so that you don't have an additional $700 a month to spend between the car note and the full coverage insurance. You haven't taken a full weekend in 6 months because you're side hustling those days too, because you really want to give your wife the romantic weekend you've been putting off for the last year. And then you're at the store and someone on EBT gets name brand Fruit Loops when you had to get the bulk off-brand Fruit Loops on your shopping trip, and that shit pisses you off because with the amount you work, you should be able to get those name brand Fruit Loops without a second thought. But you can't, and that's why you're pissed. Don't tell me that it's about health or the cost of Medicare or whatever. It's because you're fucking exhausted physically and mentally, and watching someone get through assistance what your 20 hours of overtime couldn't just makes you angry. And you're right to be angry. You should be. But not at the person who likely is also working full-time at the job that isn't paying enough for them to put the roof over their head and feed themselves. You should be angry that your wages haven't moved in 15 fucking years while your rent and property tax have gone up 10% every year. That your tax dollars are bailing out the wealthiest motherfuckers in this country and subsidizing the poverty wages of the biggest welfare queens this country has ever seen, the fucking Walton family, that shouldn't be allowed to pay the kind of full-time wages that force the taxpayer to feed full-time employees. And the reason that they continue to do so is because they've, squirreled you into blaming someone working full-time for not fucking working enough or not having the right skills or not working at the right place. Or that you've been convinced that raising wages to livable will make your burger cost $20. And now your burger is $20, but wages still haven't changed. The fact is, people that are on assistance should be able to survive. But you're angry that what you're doing also is surviving when you should be thriving. And you should be. Busting your ass 80 hours a week should make it so that you're not worried about name brand cereal. And instead you're online going, billionaires don't owe you anything. Fuck that shit. Who the hell do you think keeps Amazon warehouses running? Keeps Instacart shoppers shopping? Keeps people behind the counter for the rifle you want to purchase at the Walmart? Who do you think creates that kind of gluttonous wealth? I swear, most people really don't understand inherently what a billion really is. 1%. 1% of 1 billion is $10 million. 1%. That means that someone with just 1 billion can spend $10 million a year for 100 years before they run out. Jeff Bezos is worth over 235 billion. And you're literally defending that shit as if his gluttonous piece of shit ass can't afford to at least pay the people making him rich a living fucking wage. The Walton family is worth over 400 billion, and they think that your tax money should pay to feed the people making them rich. The people taking public transit to work every day because they can't afford a car, and what you're worried about is the $36 you spend in SNAP benefits yearly. Again, if you have 1 billion, you can spend $10 million a year for 100 years before you run out. The fuck do you think anyone needs 400 billion for? Direct your anger towards a shareholder system that stiffed workers, because if you're out trying to earn a living every day, your nemesis aren't the other people trying to learn a living every day, or disabled people or children. They're the people lining the pockets of a government who hasn't given a shit about your interests in decades. And the last time that there was a thriving, happy middle class in the U.S. was in the post-war 40s and 50s. And besides the spending power that the middle class dollar meant back then, you know what else was happening? A 90% tax rate on the wealthiest class that benefited off that middle class labor. This is what gutting education has done. It's created people who think that it's fair, that they pay to feed full-time employees of people who have so much gold that they could pay all 1.6 million employees who work for them $100 an hour and not even notice a change in their overall wealth or lifestyle for 20 generations. I'm done.
They did it. They took away SNAP benefits. I get SNAP every month for me and my son. I get $550 a month in SNAP. I called my EBT card yesterday and I got an automated message from the government that's like, SNAP benefits are no longer available. They will be shut down in November. And I was like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of misinformation going on, but this is real information. My card really said, "Nuh-uh, you ain't getting $550 next month or probably the month after that. So if you know me and you've been following me, you know that I am in school and I work 2 jobs. It's I do like Instacart and Uber when I can so that it fits my schedule for me being a mother and me being in school. I'm going to sonography school. The only reason I'm able to go to school and afford school is because of FAFSA and student loans. I'm shocked. I'm like, they really did that. And right now my kid is sick. He has a fever and we have Medi-Cal, and thank God they haven't taken away Medi-Cal because he had to literally go to the doctors this week because he has like a virus, and it's been a really stressful week for me. I don't want to talk about it, but these people, thank God, my family, like I'm Mexican, Indian, and Filipino. That's my nationality. I'm Mexican, Indian, and Filipino. Thank God my family, I have a big family. So yes, they did take away the SNAP, and yes, I'm going to have to probably work more, and my family is going to have to help me out more, and people I know and everything, everyone's going to have to put in more effort, and thank God I have people to do that for me or with me or help me. I'm blessed in that way, thank you God, because I am blessed with a ton of people who would never ever let me go without, and I love them for that. But there are mothers out there. There are single mothers with babies
Yo, I just thought about something regarding the SNAP benefits. You know, when there's a natural disaster, first, y'all like, comment, and repost this so it can get some traction. You know, when there's a natural disaster and you call into a business, and first thing the pre-recorded says that if you was affected by Hurricane Katrina, press 1. If you was affected by tornado X, Y, and Z, press 1. You notice when you call in that you don't hear none of that on these businesses' phone lines. We cannot force our governors to declare this as an emergency. But what we can do is apply pressure to these fucking private businesses. Look at what's going on with Target right now. We need to start holding these private businesses accountable, especially phone companies. Like, so if people have not had a paycheck for a month and they're doing applications, and then the first thing that a recruiter is going to do, what? They're going to call you on the phone. And guess what? The phone is going to be fucking off because people can't pay it because they're on a furlough. And these phone companies, they're not acknowledging that this is a state of an emergency, that if you're not going to work and you cannot get paid, then you can't pay the fucking phone bill, because your first thought is, I need to have something to eat because our basic needs must be met first. You guys, please repost this, get in the comments of like bigger creators with like more followers than I have, so we can kind of get this word out, because we can't put pressure on the governors right now because they don't care. Just like Trump, he does not care. So we need to put pressure on these fucking businesses to do what's right, because we supply that business. We create your bottom line. We fund that. We don't have to go to you. If one company decides to do right, we can all switch over to that one company and leave the other fucking carrier. I know I fucking would. So y'all, like, comment, repost, send to a friend. Let's get this word out so we can start holding these private businesses accountable.
What a karma. This is karma. I literally do not know what this particular lady was actually expecting from her mother-in-law. Yeah. I'm sorry that you are actually disabled. I'm not laughing you. I'm not mocking you. I've once been literally sitting for over 2 years. When I got accident, lost my nail cap and a lot. So I know what it means for you to be sitting in one place, or you to have one disability or the other. And I'm sorry as well that your child is actually going to be tested for autism. But I'm not sorry that you were literally won by this said mother-in-law. But you choose to still go for the orange man. You were thinking that, yeah, at the end of the day, you are going to win this battle. But the battle is not of you, it's of the Lord. And now, you are looking for a way out. Honestly, if I was to be that mother-in-law as well, I'm sorry, I will literally go take my 2 kids, if she will permit me, just for the sake of those kids, right? But to her, I'm not going to give her a damn. I'm serious. Because you knew what was coming for. And if you love me so much as a mother-in-law, if I tell you not to actually vote for this, you will definitely obey me. Now you are getting the fafo you deserve. You went ahead, posted it, and you want people to start sympathizing with you. Yeah, a lot of people actually sympathize with her and were like, oh, the mother-in-law was so cruel, the family are cold-blooded. Why don't they just lend her the money? Ask a question if they have the money. If they have the money and they are literally seeing that this thing that they, if they don't have the money and they're literally seeing that this thing that the orange man has done is affecting them, do you think they are definitely going to go hungry just because they want to lend you the money and so that you can actually feed and they will not feed? It's just a whole lot of mixed feelings up and down. I'm sorry. And I hope that she really find help, because a lot of people are not finding this funny as well. A lot of people were like, yeah, if I was the mother-in-law as well, I would say the same thing. In fact, a lot of people were like, if I was the mother-in-law, I would literally not even give her a damn, because you were literally warned. You were told when this man was actually coming for campaign. A lot of people came into the existence of telling a lot of people that are not educated that this route you're about to take is not a good one. Do not make the decision. But no, you people keep flying your Make American Great Again, flying it up and down, singing I Will Vote Donald Trump, singing a lot of things, saying a lot of things, making those of us as if we are losers. But it's not turning out to be that we are actually the winner, because this orange man has literally not even gone up to full 3 years, and you've already seen this shit. So it simply means that by the time he's done building his ballroom and he's done helping other nations, before he can actually remember you people, he must have really resigned from that seat. Good luck. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And yes, with no further ado, this is just for educational purpose, not to come and bash anyone here. I stand a chance to be corrected. Feel free to correct me. I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys.